Vice President Kamala Harris landing in Switzerland. At least she can use the stairs. Earlier this morning to take part in a peace conference on Ukraine following the G7 summit in Italy. The VP filling in for her boss as Joe Biden left Europe a day early to attend a ritzy Hollywood fundraiser featuring celebrities like George Clooney. Here to react, Fox News contributor Charlie Hurt. Charlie, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a good look to me that we're skipping the opportunity to maybe try to end a war that's costing us billions, instead trying to raise a few million.
Great point, but also a good point is your observation that at least she can use the stairs. So maybe we might be better off with her in Switzerland than the president. But it is kind of amazing to sit back and think about President Biden flying all the way back to California to do this big fundraiser. Obviously, it's campaign season and campaigns need money and all that. But it is a stark reminder of how much more interested the Biden administration is at placating their friends than they are at actual leadership that would bring about peace around the world.
Well, speaking of placating friends, the Washington Post reporting that when there was some criticism of the ICC, the International Criminal Court, and whether or not it should arrest Bibi Netanyahu or attempt to, George Clooney picked up the phone, called the White House to try to defend his wife's work. George Clooney called on the White House to defend his wife's work on Israel warrant. So, there's an open line there, Charlie. This White House knows who they work for, and now they're heading straight to his house.
Hey, man, money talks, especially in the Biden administration that desperately needs it. It probably helps that it's George Clooney. Again, George Clooney is an actor. He specializes in make-believe. But this White House, when he snaps his finger, this White House jumps. And but what we're talking, George Clooney's wife is a lawyer for the international, what I like to call the Clown Court, International Clown Court, which actually is calling for the arrest of Bibi Netanyahu and his defense minister.
Yes.
Equivocating Israel with Hamas. And what's most alarming about this, it's shocking enough that Joe Biden would continue to cavort with these people and try to get them to raise money for his campaign. But what's even more shocking is in the House of Representatives, a large majority of Democrats sided with the IC, sided against Republican efforts to sanction the ICC for this. And it really does tell, it's a stark moment, a stark reminder of just how deeply into bed Democrats have gotten with Hamas and with, in an effort to stand up against Israel.
Yeah, with Hamas and with globalists that don't care about American sovereignty and leadership in the world. Real quick, we've got about a minute, Charlie. You look at where are we in the presidential race right now? If you were to handicap what you're looking at between, what guideposts are you looking at? Where are we?
I would say that Donald Trump, especially after this week going into Washington, his triumphant return to Washington is stronger politically than we have ever seen him since he came down that glass escalator. On the issues, the wind is at his back. He shares the position of the large majorities of American voters in both parties on the issues. The only question is, in terms of how the election plays out, and whether or not the election is as transparent and fair as we need it to be.
You're singing a tune I hear from a lot of people. Hey, it looks great, but we better lock down the ballot box and make sure this thing is fair. Charlie, and great point about Capitol Hill. That is a coalition coalescing on the Republican side we haven't seen in quite some time. Charlie Hurt, God bless you. Thanks, sir.
Exactly. Great to see you, Pete.
Great to see you.